10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yes, people, we are back. It's Team Kopish and it's the PREM Panel Show. It's Thursday night. You know what time it is. It's Thursday. It's these lot. It's going to get sticky. Listen, before we even start or say anything, make sure you smash that like button, please. I beg you. And not only that, subscribe. Because I see a few of you, you watch it and you're not subscribers. What's going on there? So make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. But now, guys, how's everyone? Everyone blessed?
All good, man.
All good.
All right.
Yeah?
All right.
Yeah, everyone should be kind of, when I think about it now, everyone should be in pretty decent spirits. Do you know what I mean? So,
well, we're running Europe. The Farmers League is running Europe right now.
Boy, you said it. But now, listen, people, it's going to be a big show tonight. There's a couple of games that's on this weekend that might, I think, interest a few people. So, I think there's only one place to start. And
what City Fulham?
I know. I know Lee's got one eye on the Arsenal game right now live. But bro, I'm gonna come to you first because you're top of the league. You should be smiling, and rightly so. Arsenal beat Forest 5-0. Big game, on Sunday against Chelsea. But before we get onto you and Chelsea, I know Lewis might not be as happy as you. But
why,
bro?
Why?
I mean, what did Chelsea? I mean, we'll get onto them because obviously,
Oh yeah, we won our game. We won our last game.
No. We haven't seen you. We haven't seen you since last Thursday. There's another game.
Yeah, we won our last game.
Selective memory, is it? So it's one of them ones.
We don't need to talk about history, you know. We just need to...
well, you completely forgot that fucking night in Portugal. Then never
what
speak
night
on
in
it
Portugal?
again.
What happened?
Never speak on that. What night exactly? Never speak on it again.
All right. Let's get this thing started still. But Lee, I'll come to you first. Top of the league, as I said before, 5-0 Arsenal, bro. I think what's so funny, Lee, is that, and you can probably attest to this, yeah. I was one of the first people in the first couple of weeks to say, and people were saying I'm going mad that Arsenal are title contenders, and I think you lot should be given a lot more credit. And I remember I was getting stick from it, right, and rightly so, because I'm a Liverpool fan, isn't it? But at the same time, I've got to give credit where credit is due. Now, people will only say it's Nottingham Forest, but we didn't beat Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest, they're in the Premier League for a reason. You lot dispatch them very, very comfortably. As annoying it is for me, but you play very, very well, bro. And yes, I can see you smiling. I'm not involved in this. This is your team. Tell me how you feel about Arsenal right now, bro. In all honesty,
as they say, man, Nottingham Forest ain't for everyone, man. And Nottingham Forest ain't for everyone. But listen, it was good, man. First half, you know what it is, like what I'm liking and what Man City have been doing for the last 4 or 5 years. They literally just take the soul out of teams now. The way that they're
big up Beijing. Happy birthday for the other day, my brother. I love us always, my
Beijing.
Yeah. In fact, you know, Lee, sorry to even cut you as well. It was Beijing. I don't want to do this to you, Beijing, but I don't know whether it was your birthday the other day. You know what I'm doing, bro. We have to smash that like button just for Beijing. Man. Not only that, man, I have to play the video for Beijing, bro. My God, but no, sorry, Lee, go on, bro.
No, big up, man. Because I've been chatting to Beijing offline on the Instagram. So yeah, big up, happy birthday, man, happy birthday. But it was a dominating win, man, and it was something which I'm happy that we're starting to just put numbers on the board. Like for the last couple of games, we've been playing. Everyone's going over the 4 games that we played, and we weren't playing well, and all these other things. Yeah, we put that to bed convincingly with a 5-0 win. Now you can't take a lot from it, only because Nottingham Forest are poor. They are a very, very poor team. Maybe at home you would give them a little bit more respect because of obviously at home they kind of turn up. They got their home fans. Away from home they ain't doing nothing, man. I wouldn't worry for any of you guys in terms of playing them at your grounds, because it's going to be a thumping. So the 5-0, I'm sure some of you will get 4s and 5s and maybe 6s at your grounds, because they didn't do anything. But yeah, look, like you, as everyone keeps saying, you can only beat what's in front of you. Like, I'm not going to come in here and give it the whole like mad talk, because it's only not in the Forest. But as I said, it was more. I'm going to take more from what we did. I mean, the only concern I'll probably say, because Saka's just come on as well, so I'm not even going to talk about that. The only concern, and look, I'm going to be honest, I love Gabriel Jesus. I love what he's bringing to the team. I love the enthusiasm. I love the drive. I love the work rate. I love the skill. I love the hold up play, the link up, everything. But it's just finishing, it's just poor. This is, I think, now his 8th game, and no goals, and he's actually missed a sitter. What I say, it was a good save, but my issue with Gabriel Jesus is I believe it's not great saves, it's poor finishing, and there's a difference. I think with me, what I'm seeing is, and look, people are going to talk about it. I don't rate the guy that some people are going to say, but yeah, like I listen. I'm not ever. Listen, people are going to say that I'm getting onto him. I'm not getting onto him. I love Jesus, but I'm being honest, man. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm telling you what I see. So yeah, man. Like,
no, I hear that. That's real. That, do you know what? That's
honest,
real.
Man.
No. Do you know? Do you know? I will say, because it's real. Because I think sometimes, and rightly so, you're top of the league, so you a lot of times, more time, you're coming out a lot of chest, innit? Man's just thinking, right, you know what? I'm the bully. Like, I'm the bully in the ends. No one can talk to me. But one thing I do like, one thing I'll always appreciate, and this is why you're on the show, bro, is because when it's time to be, just say it how it is, you're being real. You're not gonna come on here and say things like, no, Jesus has just been unlucky. You're actually just saying, no, do you know what? It's poor finishing. And I kind of, yeah, go on, Daps, because you've seen, I would say you've seen a lot of him over the years.
But with players like this, because I get what you're saying, but do you know the only people that can stop these type of debates, yeah, is the managers, yeah? If the managers came out and told you why players were there, yeah? Because if he was brought in as a goal scorer, 100% agree with you. But if Arteta brought him in because he knew that he would improve the output of the team, right? Because whether you've had a Aubameyang banging goals, where did you finish when he was banging goals? Yeah,
and that's you know what, you took my thunder, but yeah, you can carry on.
And it's only the managers that can explain why they bought that player and what that player's purpose is on the pitch, right? I do get what you're saying, but ultimately, you're top. You're scoring more goals than you did last season.
Yep.
And I believe that is. I said to Arsenal fans when they're asking me about him in the summer, I said, I can't tell you he's going to come and score more than 15 goals a season, but I can tell you the output of your team will go up from this man being there. So, but ultimately, if he was brought in to get goals, yeah, he's not doing that. That's fair. Like, if Haaland came in and wasn't scoring, it would be undeniable he ain't doing what he's brought in for. Do you know what I mean? But I don't.
The only thing why I kind of disagree with though, Daps, is because he came in and he was like, I'm going to be the number 9. I'm scoring goals. I've come here to score goals. So he was saying all of these things. Now, again, I'm not calling him out. Like, people need to understand, I'm not calling him out. I'm not Jesus out. So I don't want him to be like chastised and people are calling him like a luxury Lacazette. Like, this is like crazy talk, man. People are coming here like making it like he's some crap player. He's an amazing player. And everything else he's doing is tenfold of pretty much most strikers currently in this league. He's got 5 goals and 5 assists in I think 17 games or 16 games currently for us. So listen, people can say whatever they like, but 10 GA at this moment in time isn't bad. And for me, as I said, again, I'm just looking at what I've seen on the pitch even today. My issue is more to do with the fact that I think he's allowing keepers to save goals, and that's all it is. I think sometimes you just need to smash it.
I do hear it. It's a frustrating player because it's not like he'll just score tap-ins, because he'll sometimes score goals. It's like, I don't get it, because it's like, it's just, you know what it is? He spoke about City. He puts pressure on himself. He puts it, and when players do that, like strikers, I think strikers are massive confidence players. And when their confidence drops, it's hard to get it back. But I do hear what you're saying. It's just, I do think overall, like, what he's done for your team is just,
Yeah, tenfold. Listen,
Like,
we've,
yeah.
as you said, look, we've scored 30 goals currently in it so far this season, and I think that's probably second in terms of all the teams in the Premier League. So we're doing pretty well. Like, I think just obviously Tierney scored for us today. That's 16 players in our squad out of obviously 25
Mad.
that have scored or assisted for us. So again, we're doing wonderfully well right this moment in time. I did watch a couple of podcasts and streams the other day, and do you know what? The more people talk about this World Cup, the more they're worrying me. Only because you just don't know what's going to happen after the World Cup. Like it could revitalize Spurs. I'm hearing these hoodoo things about Spurs saying that they're not running right now because they're waiting to after the World Cup. I'm hearing these Van Dijk's not running because he's worried about getting an injury and Salah's not doing this and doing that. So listen, I've heard a whole bunch of stuff, but for me, currently we're top of the league. We're 2 points clear. Hopefully we can obviously do a thing against Chelsea to obviously continue the dominance. Obviously Man City, they've got 2 home games against 2 basically relegation for the teams. Maybe not Fulham, but yeah, teams that they're going to win. So we know we have to win. Otherwise, we're going to be in second place by the time we start back on the 26th of December. But yeah, listen, for me, I'm very, very happy. The manager's improving. The squad looks good. We're using our squad and we're playing well. And yeah, like for me, look, the main difference that I can say compared to someone like Spurs is the way we're playing. You're going to get more wins than losses, only because the style, the kind of mentality that we've got currently, we're going into games expecting to have real dominant periods in the game. Whereas I think with Spurs and other teams like Chelsea at this current moment in time, they're almost hoping and wishing for flashes of brilliance, and we're not. We've got a real clear pattern of play. And do you know what? Even Liverpool, I think Liverpool are a little bit in a bit of limbo with what they want to do. But yeah, for me, look, I'm very, very happy, man. Like, I can't complain. We're top of the league. We're top of the Europa League group at this current moment in time. And yeah, man, like I'm not in no Man United kind of conundrums where I got to kind of convince my team or convince anyone else to do anything else. We're doing right. We're doing well right now, man.
Do you know what? I think rightly said. One thing I'll ask you if I move on to Chelsea as well, obviously, and then we'll get on to like the kind of little preview, so to speak, with Chelsea. But are you willing to now sit here and say, because one thing I did notice, Lee, the one thing that stuck out for me with what you said was you're talking about games and you're talking about Man City. And that says to me that that's your focus, like you're focusing on the top, innit? Because that's the team that you're kind of parring with. So are you willing to sit in now, bro, and say that you are on a title race? And this isn't a trick question. It's because of, like you said, you've beaten all the teams that you're supposed to be, or you can only beat what's in front of you. You're playing very, very well. You're playing good football. Your striker, who you've mentioned, isn't even realistically playing at the top of his game, but he's still been effective enough that he's allowing others to score. Bro, is it time to even kind of admit to yourself that, listen, this is not about catching strays. This is just me being real. Are you contenders, bro? Because, yeah, I have to ask you, bro, just genuinely, do you think you're contenders?
The reason why I'm going to probably say yeah, and Daps asked me a few weeks ago, and look, I said yeah, so I'm not going to sort of like flip flop. I'm going to keep it real. Two reasons why I'm going to say we're title contenders is because I've heard that we're getting a DM and we're probably getting a winger in January. So that's the first thing. So I think that's going to supplement what we've already got. The second thing for me is we are 15 points ahead of Liverpool at this current moment in time. We are, I think, 8 points ahead of Chelsea, and we're 5 points ahead of Spurs. And none of these teams, I don't believe, other than obviously Man City, are going to be consistent enough to catch us. So yes, I think because you guys have just dropped off and you're not going to be consistent enough, we're definitely not going to finish below. Well, maybe not so all of you, but I don't think we're going to finish below Liverpool because you're so far and you're not going to be consistent enough. But it's very early still to kind of confirm that. But listen, I have to say it, and I'm going to stick with it. Yeah, we have to be title contenders. And, you know, sometimes in life, opportunities throw you at that. Opportunities arise when you kind of least expect it. And listen, we're in a point where we can just run with it, and hopefully we can kind of continue to where we are. But yeah, like it's very early to say it. But at the same time, we've lost one game in the league and drawn one. That is genuine.
That's what I mean.
That is title form, and we've lost against Man United.
Do you know another thing? You see this game on Sunday, yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you look at the top 6 and who we've played, where we've won, where we've lost, like look at City. We beat United at home. We lost to Liverpool away. If you look at Tottenham, I believe Tottenham have lost to Arsenal away and you've lost to United away. Then you look at Liverpool. Like it's this season, people's home grounds are generally their fortresses. Yeah.
Yep.
Arsenal so far, the games they've won have been at home. The game they've lost has been away. Now, if on Sunday they go to the Bridge, and they are going to the Bridge as the informed team, and they are going to the Bridge as the team that beat Chelsea there the last couple of seasons, if they go there and get a result, that is a real kind of like marker that like, yeah, we can go away from home against a Big Six team and win. Like it is another one that it's just another one where me as a City fan, I have to be like, yeah, I respect it. I've still got in the back of my mind, I think they're going to drop off, but everything is just another one where it's like, okay, they're proving me wrong. They are continually proving me wrong. So,
Before I kind of let everyone else kind of jump in, that Cameron comment that you just had up, I've literally been genuinely, people are going to say, I've been dreaming about this and I've been thinking about this. This is the only season that I can see, other than us maybe spending a shitload of money in the next couple of seasons. This is the season where I think we can win the league because all the other teams are quite poor and inconsistent. And I did watch that Leicester City game. And obviously, when we get onto the Man City section, you were a little bit not shaky, but it wasn't that same fluid team that Man City have.
Yeah, it wasn't fluid.
And you missed, obviously, you had quite a few players out, but you can kind of see that you can be got at. You can be got at when you lose a couple of players at that team, and you did bring on Ruben Diaz and all these other players. But I do think if we are to win it in the next couple of seasons, this might be the best season to win it. Just like the Leicester season when they won it. So yeah, man. Listen, like right now, I'm as I said, I'm feeling confident, and long may it continue, man. Long may it continue.
Do you know what? Right? Yeah, I hear that. Right. I hear that. Rightly so. Before I get on to you, Lewis, we're about to go on to Chelsea now. And then obviously we're going to chop out the preview, Lewis. See what you guys have to say. George, I want to quickly come to you because obviously you're there. Obviously, deepest rivals when it comes to Arsenal and Spurs. Bro, are you kind of like even now? Are you still kind of surprised at how well they're doing? Do you think they might have had a bit of a slip by now, or are you kind of thinking, do you know what? Kind of have to give props here. They're doing what I kind of deep down thought they might do, and it annoys me. Like, how do you feel in it? Do you feel like it's a fluke, or do you think like
no, it's definitely not a fluke because you can see it in the way they're playing. I always said from the start, and I said to you guys, like, wait until the end of like this period because it's been super busy. And I thought that we were starting to see that sort of dip because the performances were dropping slightly, and obviously they lost the points to like Southampton and in the Europa League. But then, like you said, they brought it straight back with the Forest game and obviously potentially today. Obviously, you are winning at the moment. So yeah, I think for me it depends, like obviously how this game on Sunday against Chelsea goes, because arguably this obviously is, as much as they've been up and down in form, it's a lot tougher team to face than the previous teams at the moment. So no, I'm giving them props for how they're playing and what they're doing. They're getting the points. Like, there's nothing much you can really say about it. But at the end of the day, like if you look at every season in the past like 5 years at November time, it looks completely different to what it does by the end of it, because
I hear
Man City tend to not super slow, but they sometimes start a bit slow and then they come back. Same with Liverpool. Sometimes like they'll come back, get more, like the better teams tend to get more consistent like after Christmas time. So
can I just ask George and everyone else? Can I just ask just one question on that point? Because everybody keeps saying this whole thing about Arsenal and sort of we're sort of fake leaders, like we're pretenders at this current moment in time because of Man City.
John Conway, I see you, bro. I haven't forgotten.
So no, say it because I saw the comment as well. Go on.
Yeah. Do you know? In fact, I'll quickly read it now because all right, it goes. All right, big up, John. Love for that, brother. As always, listen.
Jeez.
Love for that, bro. It's a big up the PREM panel.
Massive love.
So, big up. Bro, we did not forget. I was waiting for these guys to. Before I got to Lewis, I was gonna say obviously your super chat, bro. But love for that as always, John Conway. Massive support with the channel, bro.
Massive love
for that,
massive love. But I just wanted to ask you guys: do you genuinely still think that we're not like this good team, and we've been very lucky this season because I think
No,
what
you've never
everyone
been
keeps
I
lucky,
don't
saying-
think
bro.
anyone
It's not
said
lucky.
that.
No,
though.
no,
No one
no,
said
no,
you-
no.
no one said you've been lucky.
Let Lewis speak. Let Lewis speak because he ain't saying that. Go on, Lewis. Go on.
Yeah,
Go on.
no one said Arsenal's been lucky or anything like that. I think we've all recognised how good Arsenal's been this season. My whole point is, can Arsenal maintain this for 38 games?
No,
And
that was
I'm
what
not sure
I was
about
saying
that.
as well.
And my point still stands that if they're in the same position after the whole fixture pile up through January and February, cool. I will hold my hands up. I'll say Arsenal are title contenders. They could probably hang out till May. We haven't seen them in this position before.
Where I was
We
gonna
never
come
have.
from, like, I was just going to come from the point of everyone kept saying that we will lose this game. We're going to drop points in October. Everyone keeps
That's
moving
true.
the
That's
goalposts.
true.
Nah,
Like,
I
everyone
don't
keeps
believe
moving the
that either.
goalposts to the point where, like,
I've never said that.
That's
You know?
them. I've
Nah.
said
Then go to the-
February and I've stuck by
Yeah.
it.
No, you didn't. Then they keep going to this whole thing like, oh, when Spurs were top. But when Spurs were top, I think everyone knew that they weren't going to be in that position, and they just were there by almost a bit by default. Like, genuinely, that was what we thought, because they were playing this very mundane, like, boring 1-0, hold the lead once they got the 1-0 lead, and it worked, but we just didn't believe it. But if you're looking at Arsenal's performances, other than the last 4 games prior to the Nottingham Forest game, we'd been smoking teams, we've been beating teams that. The Brentford game, for example, where most people would say, you know what, no, we ain't got the bottle, we ain't got this, we ain't got that away. But so that's where I come from it, from a different angle, where I'm just trying to say, listen, it's November. Please, people, do not catch me and say that I'm trying to, like, put this team on a pedestal, because I'm not. But I am sort of starting to say it does seem like not these guys on the panel, because we're not talking about these guys, but people do move the goalpost, because everybody kept saying, oh, October, the fixture pile up. So
That's true.
Here's my thing. I
was just
know
curious
you're
about that.
talking about is
Yeah.
Arsenal going to be in a title race and everything, but I always like what defines title race, because
yeah.
some people say
Great
this
point.
as well with
Great point.
Liverpool and City, and they talk about title races first v second. First v second doesn't mean it's tight. There's been
Great
times
point.
where Liverpool have been 15, 20 points clear of City. Not
Great
a
point.
title race. Same
Oh,
way
that
the
was-
other way
I hear
around.
you.
Yeah, the
You
season
could
they
say
won, it will
everyone's
talk.
dropping off, and you could say maybe Arsenal could finish second.
Yeah.
I could listen to that. Does that mean they're in a title race?
Great
I'm not
point,
sure,
yeah.
because I'm saying,
And,
will you keep
yeah, I
in
agree,
line
and that's
with
what
them
I
for
was
the
trying
whole
to say
season?
before. Great, that's a great
Because
point.
it also depends what happens with Europe as well. Because obviously, if you guys keep going further in Europe, then you do have that balance. And like I say, it again also depends on what you sort of add in your squad in
Yeah.
January. Because
The
if
thing
you don't end up spending to that as much in January because of how much you spent previously, then obviously it could get a little bit ropey if you're having to think, all right, do we focus a little bit more on like the Europe, or when the proper FA Cup games and everything starts coming around? That's where the question is more line for me, because I still don't necessarily think that Arsenal's squad is where it needs to be. It genuinely reminds me of like Spurs back with Poch, where like the first team was really good, but the backups just weren't that good to cover all these other competitions. I'm getting that similar sort of vibe, which is why I'm thinking it's like, all right, let's just, it's way too early. Let's just wait and just
that's fair.
see how
That's
the
fair.
squad can handle
Do you
it.
know-
That's it, really.
Do you know, like, one of the funniest seasons I remember was, I think it was the first season that Liverpool were in the title. I don't want to refer to it for the reason that everyone probably, but the Steven Gerrard moment that season, yeah.
Oh,
But
when
if
he
you
fell
look-
over.
14, yeah, 13,
Yeah,
When he
14.
slipped.
Yeah, but if you look at that season was mad, because I
This
swear
guy.
till December it was Arsenal that were like leading it. Then
No, it's not that one. It's not that
no,
one. It
no,
wasn't
that season about 4 teams kept, like, one team had a period, then the next team took it.
Arsenal
City
was.
had-
I'm trying to think what Arsenal was.
No,
We
no,
dealt
no,
with
no,
them
no,
that
no,
season.
no,
It was 5.
no,
Was
the-
it 5-1 that season, Lee? We beat you. Was
No.
it 5?
No.
Did we hand out 5s that day?
15, 16 when Leicester won it. We were top for the majority of the season.
Oh yeah,
We were
yeah,
top for
yeah.
the
Yeah, but,
longest
no, but
period
it's
of
not
yeah,
that season.
yeah.
I am meaning
And
the
somehow
season
we
with
bottled
Liverpool,
2 or 3
because
times.
loads of teams took turns to be ahead, and I don't believe City were top until like about 2 weeks before the end of the season, and it literally was like Yaya Toure just decided no one else wants to win this, because it was a season where he was just the only player for City that was really turning up. So we don't really know until like
Yeah, fair.
Until it's
we
crunch
don't know
time.
till February. Like Liverpool, until you lost to, was it Leeds or Forest? I swear, if you won your game, you would have been within 6 points or something.
No. We drew to Southampton. We haven't lost any games.
No, not you. I mean,
No, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
No, I
Oh,
said
sorry,
us.
sorry.
He said us. He said
It's not.
unless-
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
spread
yeah,
up.
yeah.
It's not spread out enough yet for me. Like, there's still way too many
Not
teams in
yet,
it.
but what But here's where, and it paid me to say, here's where I understand where he's coming from. Not us on the panel, because I think from day we kind of all respected what Arsenal have done, and rightly so. But I think some people have kind of always said, like, oh, it's too early to even say they're in a title race. But the thing is, people keep saying they're going to lose. But Arsenal have only lost one game. If this is any other team, but because Arsenal, I think some people don't want to give that credit. And rightly so, because Arsenal do have some arrogant fans. I can't lie to you, but they have some fans that I do like.
That was right.
But there's some of them are kind of arrogant. I have to keep it up.
You know what, though, Matt? Right?
Go on.
That was right. Yeah, I have to be honest. It was still very early for us to be spoken of title challenges. It was still very early for us to have that respect. But here's the people we're looking for. But
Lee,
I just felt that we were getting disrespected so much. But
4 games in, I think it was, and I think I was hosting. I think I was, bro. And I said, and I think because I remember I was doing the show that day, and one of the main topics was Arsenal title contenders, yeah. And what's so mad is, yeah, everyone thought it was a crazy question, like when I said it. But what's mad is now, if you look back now, and this is what I'm saying, I'm not trying to say I'm I don't know, like man can see the future. I'm not saying that. But there was just something that I saw in your team, and I thought, I was playing a bit different, playing a bit of swagger. They look assured of themselves. Some of the game, like that game, even against Palace, like we weren't even amazing. Like you would have lost that game. There's just certain things that I saw, and I thought, you know what? All right, maybe it's a little bit early to say title contenders, maybe, but you're gonna be there or thereabouts. And yes, like you said, bro, World Cup. Bro, enough man could get injured from different clubs. I'm not even trying to wish this on Arsenal, but any club can get a bag of injuries and it all falls apart. However,
and as you speak, I think Tomiyasu's just done his hamstring, by the way.
I swear.
Are you joking?
Oh my god.
I'm being so serious.
All right, let me not even say nothing. No,
Wait, everyone's dropping like flies. You
know what? Don't you think it's like I'll be 100 watching some of these players get injuries that close to the World Cup? It's kind of sad. Like Golo Conte getting injured, like this might be his last World Cup. And when you see players like Walker, I think he might be back in time. But when it's like players' potential last World Cup, it's like,
you don't want to see them like
painful, man.
Yeah, no, agreed. Well, listen, I want to go to Chelsea because Lewis, sorry to keep you waiting, bro, but we're gonna get onto your team now. Obviously, you're coming.
We don't have to.
No, but bro, it's the London derby. We got to talk about your club now. Listen, it's 50-50. Now I'm gonna get the bad stuff out of the way. You got beat up by Brighton. Was it Brighton? Was it 4-1? I think it was.
Potter's boys.
I don't remember.
Back to Brighton.
Yeah, you man got smacked up. I can't even lie. I was sitting and I was like, right, you know what? I did not expect this. But I can't really talk Lewis because we lost our game, so I can't really say nothing. But you got beat 4-1. I didn't
just
expect
did.
It, yeah? I know. But I gotta get one little shot in there, innit? Because I'm about to get bare haymakers later on. But yeah, trust me, we're gonna get haymakers. But no, you lost 4-1, but admittedly though, bro, you won your game last night. But again, this is gonna hurt. This is the Prem Panel Show, so we're gonna focus more about the Prem, bro. It's a London derby. You lost against Brighton. You won the other night, but let's be real, bro. How are you feeling going into this game? Are you confident? Because you got an Arsenal fan right here who, about a year and a half ago, used to be a self-proclaimed Liverpool fan when he needed help.
My God, this
then
guy,
we brought him back. Then we brought him back. We brought him back and said, bro, you need to walk your own path. And he did that. That's why he's got the hoodie on. He knows, he understands. Yeah, remember, is it Kylo Ren where man changed? But anyway, we move on from that. Lewis, bro, London derby. I know you lost against Brighton. How are you feeling going into this game, bro?
I'm looking forward to it. Really?
Oh, swears.
Yeah, bro. It's the London derby. I look forward to Chelsea v Arsenal every time. I never put any logic into this game. We just go straight into it, hopefully smash them and move on afterwards. Like, I know if we put logic into it, we try and think about it. We ain't the favourites. We've been playing like crap for 9/10 of the season. If we play into Arsenal's hands, we're going to get battered. If we don't start a game well, and we never start games well, we're probably going to get battered. But if we actually turn up and we actually start the game well, you never know what could happen. Because the last 2 times Arsenal beat us at the Bridge, our biggest issue wasn't necessarily Arsenal, it was ourselves. Some of the worst performances I've seen from individual players in both of those derby matches. If we come into this game switched on, we can 100% get a result against them. And they're going to be cautious too, because any points dropped, they're the ones dropping off top spot. So I get Arsenal being confident. They've got every reason to be confident. But I'm not going into this game shook. No chance. We can go there, slap a 2-0 and come out of it.
Who's at home quickly as well, guys? Who's at home?
Chelsea.
We're at home.
You're at home. So what was the result last? Again, let me know. What was the result?
4-2. Nketiah.
420 tax. They're all at Hyde Park.
All right, now fair enough. And again, like that's last season. It's a different season. However, one thing I will say, and this is just me. Obviously, I'm being neutral to this. Arsenal are the form team, but when it's when it's an Arsenal versus Chelsea team, I'm always like, I genuinely don't know who's going to win on the day. It actually just depends who turns up. Now, here's the thing, Lewis. You turn up for your Champions League game, you lot play well. The only obviously sad note is I think is it Chilwell got injured, didn't he?
Chilwell.
Yeah,
unfortunately, which is
with his hamstring.
And again, he's and I don't want to say it, but he might miss the World Cup as well.
Yeah,
That's
it's looking
might
like
miss the rest of the season.
hamstring.
Bro, that's sad because he's had to battle
unbelievable.
against his injuries, and I think Chilwell's a great player. And what it is for Chelsea, especially for you guys, obviously, it's the balance that he gives you, bro, on that left-hand side. The balance he has, and I think for me, that's a key area because that left-hand side, obviously, is Arsenal's right-hand side. And if I'm not mistaken, you'll be going up against the Saka, who's just come back from injury himself, but Saka will be playing. And if it's not
Bro,
Saka,
they do have Cucurella though.
Is Cucurella?
Cucurella's back.
All right, so if
And
you
he
got
didn't
him,
play in the last game as well, so he should be rested.
okay, so you got him. Now, here's the thing, Lewis. I suppose you can ignore the Brighton game because that wasn't your last game, innit? It wasn't. However, However, that Brighton game is more about Premier League intensity, and this is going to be a very intense game. I'll ask you one last time. This game here means a lot to both teams because, like you said, Arsenal trying to stay on top, but you guys you need to make some inroads, and I think Potter's kind of found something there. Do you think this is the game you can scout them and kind of surprise everyone because they are the form team? Do you think you will be that team that's just going to go there and kind of do what Man United did to them, so to speak?
Bro, it sounds like one of the most basic quotes ever, but that first 30 minutes is going to be so vital because I know that's where Arsenal play their best football, and I know also from Chelsea, we don't start well at all. Like, I can barely remember the last game where we actually started decently, unless it was either Salzburg or Zagreb, and we didn't even start well against Zagreb. They scored off their first attack. So, all depends on them first 30 minutes. If we start slowly, game's done already. If we actually come in switched on, we hit the ground running, we can definitely take control of the game. We just have to be smart about how we take it. Like, I get we try and play progressive. I would rather we try and sit back and hit them on transition. I think it would be a much better game for us if we tried to do that. I think if we try and go out and give them a game. Also, if we play with two in midfield, we're asking for trouble. But it all depends on how Potter assesses it. I think his one weakness with Chelsea so far is he hasn't really got it right at the start. He's always managed to fix things up and his in-game management has been a lot better, but we don't start games well. And that's where my biggest worry is.
Yeah. Lee, I'll come to you, Lee. Go on, bro. How you feeling about the game,
mad,
bro?
though, because we're not even talking about the game that happened last week, Saturday. I just want to know, how does your manager go back to his old stomping ground and lose the way he... You know what? Even for me, I look at it and I'm like, you know what? I'm a Potter fan. Like, George, you know it. When you lost 2-2, I kept saying, you're fine. You're going to be good. You're going to be okay. No worries. But to lose the way and in the manner, and I just think for me, like, there's a lot of answers. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered for this guy because I'm not here to kind of like allow man off like that. That's bad because especially for me, if this was another manager that currently is our manager, people would say the inexperience. People would say he hasn't got the big game management, etc., etc. So I think you need to start answering some questions. That I don't know how you're getting away with this because that was an absolute drumming that you got. And you beat.
So what do we want to ask? What do we want to ask then?
Listen, man. Like I just want to know what you think about your manager and where you think you're going because you know.
What do you think about our manager? Because we know what you've said about him the last few weeks. What do you think about our manager?
I like your manager, so I want to know what you think because it's your manager.
I like my manager too. I really like my manager.
This is a lead. Don't shoot the messenger moment.
We're in agreement, bro. Like, I like my manager too.
But listen,
So everyone likes the manager then, innit?
Yeah,
Everyone
I
likes
like
the
my manager. You like
I like the manager.
Everyone likes the manager.
Lee, don't you think though?
Guys
Lee,
in the comments, do you like the manager?
Yeah,
Lee,
put a one in the chat if you like the manager. If you think Potter's a
but Lee,
serious guy.
don't you feel like it's one of them ones where it's I think he pretty much did it himself in his interview, didn't he? Where he was like, pretty much like, yeah, if Mandem, if you like what you saw, that's what you can get if you back me properly, because I can have you playing like that, like because the team hasn't changed from how he had them playing. So that is the team that he's been coaching for the last however many years. So I almost see it like, yeah, this is what I can do. I mean, I think in Europe, he's proved himself by the fact that he has come in with limited experience and done what he's done in Europe. I just think he's got a group of players that are not his group of players at all. Like,
this is what I said the other week. I said he loves playing with the two strikers like he did at Brighton, and he hasn't got that at Chelsea. They haven't got like the two sound strikers yet, I don't feel like, for the way he wants to play. So,
and do you know what? It's so annoying about
he
these
benched
top
Aubameyang,
managers,
so
right?
that's on him, to be honest.
What is it with these top managers where they continuously play players out of position?
Yeah.
What is it with this whole wing back thing? Arteta does it, Klopp does it, Conte maybe not so much, but Potts used to do it as well. Pep does it as well. Like, Pep is notorious for it. What is it with these top managers where they're playing players who we know that are wingers or DMs or whatever it is in centre back positions or in a false number? Like, what is it? Like, why are you playing Sterling, who's a certified goal getter?
On Sterling, like, I thought he was playing wing back as well, but if you look at his average position against Brighton, he was basically playing as a winger. He was the furthest player forward. So, like, I think it's just they put him there at the start, but the majority of the time he spent at left wing. Like, Sterling just wasn't playing well, same as everybody else. He was a lot better. Do you think
that's him just not doing the job properly then? Because do you think he was supposed to be left wing back, but because he's so used to being further forward, he wasn't?
Yeah, he was just going
necessarily.
I don't know.
I
I looked at our average positions, and Cucurella is literally on the left-hand side, isolated by himself. There's massive gaps between all three centre backs. Yeah. Mount's playing as a centre forward for some fucking reason, and all three of the midfielders are tight together. The whole thing is just a mess.
Well, I'm not going to lie.
Tactical mess.
We played Brighton the other week, yeah, and like we didn't press them. We sat back more than we ever sit back, because it was like Pep thought this is how you have to play against this Brighton team. I don't know if maybe Potter thought, because he knows it so well, I know something you man don't know, so I'm going to try something completely different, because it doesn't really make sense. Maybe he thought if we attack them a lot, it's going to pin them back, and it just didn't fucking work at all. Like, they just bypassed any sort of press and just got you.
Problems of personnel, the same way it always is.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, look, shout out to Potter though, man. Listen, he went back to his old grind and he made them start scoring. I think they didn't score for 4 or 5 games, and he found a way to
get it. They scored one against us, Lee.
Fair enough. Apparently, they didn't score for 4 or 5 games.
I'm not gonna lie.
And then you made them start scoring again.
No, they did. They did. Then we were the one that they got their fucking.
Oh, fair enough. Listen, man. But listen, they got their goals. They got their goals up. Their goal tally against you. So listen, man. Like, you Chelsea are opening their batty hole for anyone right now.
We have to put respect on Brighton. Like, I think that's one thing.
They are good.
Potter laid the groundwork, and my man came in and just carried on. Yeah, they're a very good footballing team. They're a team that's like, now, do you know what? Yeah, you can see them becoming like the new conveyor belt, and I hate to say it, but like where teams, bigger teams, so-called bigger teams will look at them and go, I like that player because they can play ball. If you play for Brighton,
I think they're like Newcastle, but the step down, like version of Newcastle.
I get where Matt's going, but you can't think of the team, because I can't think of it either.
Yeah,
there's
it's
always
like
this team that's like they're playing nice football. They're never gonna set the world on light, but I respect it.
But
like,
yeah,
do you know what they got? They got good recruit. They got very good recruitment.
Yeah.
They do, bro. They do.
Oh, I can't remember his name. Is it the Japanese player they bought?
The winger. Yeah.
He is quality. He looks so good,
yeah,
and he's new. And they just signed someone else already as well. And that's right, announced today. Ready for January. So
we know that's where Liverpool's going shopping next to keep Klopp his job, because we know he can't do anything else.
You know what? That's taking him how long? How long did that take, Lee?
It took long enough.
Yeah, Lee had to come back for that one still, but I had to draw back and go, that man didn't respond. Now, but you know what? I'll be honest. Like, listen, Lee, there's not much I can say right now. We're not playing well, so I know we're not playing well. Yeah,
I don't.
I'm not. I'm not sitting up big chest doing all of that stuff. You know, normally man will come in and you know smile and say two things. I ain't really got much to say, bro. I'm just keeping it a buck, innit?
Okay.
We're not playing well. The only thing we done well was the other night, but we'll talk about that when we get onto the Spurs talk. But no, do you know what? Before we move on to the next topic, anything you guys want to say regarding the Arsenal Chelsea? In fact, I'll do a quick prediction. Daps, what are you saying? Arsenal Chelsea, bro. Also say Chelsea Arsenal. What are you saying?
Arsenal win 3-1.
Raw.
I did say 4-1, but I'm kind of thinking that might be a bit mad. But I honestly, I can't. Yeah, I think Arsenal really might roll them over. I'm not gonna lie.
George, what are you saying?
That's a tough one. I'm feeling like a draw, like it was a couple of years ago. Was that 1-0 where Martinelli equalised? Was that a couple of seasons ago? I think it'll be a similar thing like that, but maybe 2-2. I'll go 2-2.
2. Okay. Lewis, what are you saying, bro?
2-0, up a double. We move up the Chelsea.
Woo! Man said, ooh, Bayana. I forgot.
Sorry.
Do you know what? Yeah, Lee, go on. Yeah. Lee, what are you saying?
I was gonna say you should ask him the real score, man. Come on, like, we know that.
Come on, up a double.
I'm gonna go. I had 2-2 as well, but I'm gonna go 2-1.
Oh, you had 2-2.
I was gonna go 2-2. I think Chelsea. You know what scares me about Chelsea is the Aubameyang thing, and what I saw when they played against Spurs. They turned up, man, and they absolutely battered them. So
you're top of the league, playing the best football.
I know. I'm gonna go 2-1.
If they lose,
man.
Okay.
If they
lose.
Yeah.
This is the worst game for a Spurs fan. I hate both of them. So much.
George, you know who to back for the greater good. It's okay.
George,
we welcome you in for the weekend.
Just out of interest, I know you hate both teams, yeah, but Devil's Advocate, who do you kind of not want, but like who? In fact, you know what? Who do you want?
Out of the two, it's always like as an Arsenal top in terms of worst, and then Chelsea. But like I still hate both teams. It's always Arsenal.
I'm rightly so though.
Spurs need Chelsea to drop points because I think they're going to be your rivals this season.
Nah, anyway, they're going to be in our back mirror. Look at them.
You better fucking win on Sunday. I swear down. I'll stop them in the mud. This is embarrassing. Neither of them want to be our rivals. What the fuck happened to my club?
You force it, man. You should be with QPR and Fulham. I don't know what this is.
What do you mean, bruv? None of you lot have ever touched this, so I don't want to hear it.
Hold on, you can't say. Hold on, you can't say that with your
conversation.
Lewis, you can't say none of you have ever touched this and turn your camera off. It's kind of mad.
Yeah.
Wait, why we gotta do that for?
Pause for someone click out. Pause. That's definitely a pause moment. All right, that's a great segue to our next section. In fact, you know what? Listen, we'll come to you next, bro. Pause as well. Man City, obviously, you beat Leicester. You done it without Haaland as well. So people don't think, it's Haaland, but whatever, it's City. But one thing I will say though, maybe it wasn't as plain sailing. Like in terms of that game, bro. Just quickly, was you worried when you first saw him out of the lineup? And secondly, did the game kind of go the way how you expected it to go, bro?
You know what? I said. Obviously, I want Haaland to play every game, but I felt like we need to play some games without him because, look, we were this team that we scored the most goals in the top 5 leagues last season without Haaland, yeah? But it's like we've forgot how we played last season. So I felt like we needed to because when it gets to the business end of the season, Haaland ain't going to be about every game. So we have to get used to being able to get things over the line without him. For me, like a lot of people were saying, City didn't look that good. As a City fan watching it, Leicester had 10 minutes. Apart from that, Leicester had nothing. Now, admittedly, we struggled to break them down a bit, but what impressed me the most, and this is one of our core things last season, was how quickly we were recycling the ball. Every time they won it, we were winning it back within like 3-5 seconds, which is very, very important to how we play. But yeah, we did struggle to break them down. And again, it's one of them moments where, like the Brighton game, we weren't good against Brighton. But when you've got Haaland or De Bruyne or players like that is the difference, isn't it? We're missing Walker massively at the moment. I'm not going to lie, right back wise, we're really, really missing him. Of all of them, I actually think Rico Lewis yesterday looks the closest to Walker because he that when we play Akanji and Stones, they don't offer anything going forward at all.
What
And
about
then
Cancelo? Didn't Cancelo? So didn't Cancelo play? No, did he
yeah,
not
but
start again?
he's playing on the left.
Oh yeah, of course, because you're
So
usually you've done a Kanji there as well, innit? At right
yeah,
back as well.
and look, Akanji's a centre back. Stones is a centre back. They can defend, but going forward, they offer nothing.
Why
Like
not
yeah,
like
they
Gomez
really
on
don't.
left
And
back then, and then stick Cancelo back to right back?
That's what I was thinking he would
what's
have
that?
done, but
You know, is it Gomez that new
Gomez,
left back?
yeah.
your
I
new left
think-
back, bro.
I don't
Yeah.
think Pep's fully trusting in Gomez yet. Like
Okay.
Because he's quite young, right?
he is young. He's very dynamic going forward. He's not a defender. He is a defender, but he, in fact, he's listed as a midfielder. Put it that way. Like it's one of them ones. Yeah. So, but yeah, look, it's Leicester. Leicester's form has improved. They have Maddison. That worried me. Our form's not great at the moment. This is the thing. Everyone's saying City are going to run away with the league. We're not looking amazing yet, but that's because it's this time of the season. It's later in the season, but we do need, for me, Walker needs to get back quickly or we really need to put some trust in Rico Lewis because down the right we just look a bit flat. And again yesterday, we looked good, but it wasn't fluid. It was lacking pace. The ball was moving about too slow till Rodri came on. Rodri came on, and the whole pace of the game changed. And that's really important to us. So, it's what it is. It's this end of the season. Like the beginning of the season, we never start well. We really don't. Defensively, we ain't been amazing, but look, we got Haaland, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Before we started, we were talking about a couple of changes in any team makes more of a difference than people realise. Because you could look at a team and say, like if Arsenal played everyone except for maybe Saliba, Saka, and Party, yeah? And it's only 3 players, but 3 players can make the world of difference. Same with anyone's team. And I really see that with City. Like yesterday, we looked good in the first half, but we weren't penetrating them. Couple of changes, bring on De Bruyne, bring on Bernardo, bring on Rodri, completely different ball game. Like, and that is kind of the story of City this season, really. We when people say we've got 2 teams that can win the league, I don't believe that for one bit. We haven't. Our second team, we struggled to get things over the line. But the main story yesterday, Rico Lewis, man, 17 years old, been there since he was 7. And he scored a great goal. He looks about 13, but it's good to see some of these players from our academy actually getting a start and coming through. So yeah, that's the story for us. Now we've got 3 home games in the World Cup.
No, fair play. So listen, Lee, the reason why I come to you because I remember when I think I want to show you said something about City about like they didn't look, in your opinion, they looked a little bit more vulnerable, but that's kind of feels like it was just a 10 minutes. Like, do you agree with that? Do you think it's just 10 minutes, or do you think you saw something a bit more where it's
listen, man,
when they haven't got Haaland, teams are bit less afraid, or they haven't got that aura maybe the same. How do you feel about it?
Like when I say that Man City didn't play to their normal high standards, that's like their standards are so high. Like, come on, like in relative terms, they didn't play to what they played when they played against Man United, but they still deserve to probably do quite well and win the game. I thought that it just looked a bit more disjointed, and what we were talking about is more when you take a couple of players out of a team, you really do notice the difference. And where it's a little bit more shocking with Man City is because when they normally replace one player with another player, they still look pretty good. But I just felt yesterday and the Leicester game, I don't think they looked as good, and I don't think they looked as cohesive. But look, most of their goals have come from one source, and that source is a very, very great talent, and he's doing amazingly well for them at this time, scoring 17 goals in the Premier League, and I think 25 goals in all competitions. So listen, like if you take that out of your team, you're gonna come back to some sort of reality. And De Bruyne, we need to talk on him as well, because the stuff he's doing right now, the ball he played for
stupendous, man.
Oh God, the ball
Yeah,
he
wait,
played for
wait, curve round the defender. That one.
yesterday. I listen,
Bro,
man.
I'm not gonna
Like,
lie. Yeah, no. De
you know what
Bruyne's
it is,
fake.
yeah. When I look at De Bruyne, I've got
He
him in my
fake,
fantasy
bro.
team, and I'm like, do you know what?
He
The guy,
fake, bro.
he's genuinely fake. Like he's just fake. But
It's
even the free
annoying,
kick
bro.
he scored against Leicester, yeah, like, you can't wax lyrical about the guy any more than what
Yeah.
we do. Like we know all the superlatives. I don't know if you saw the interview with Van
Pep.
Dijk as well.
Oh.
He's been waxing lyrical about him, saying like,
Yeah.
if he was at Liverpool's team, you would have won a lot more. The guy's a difference maker. You saw like that game was very scatty against Leicester on the weekend, and he made a difference. And look,
There needs to be
play to the guy,
conversations
like,
about best midfielder in the Prem.
yeah, like
to be honest with
listen, you know what, for what he's doing and how he's doing it, there's now debates that if he's the best midfielder to ever grace the Premier League, and fair play to the guy.
And we sold him.
I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not
gonna
gonna go that far. But I'm saying now, I think
He's
that
in that conversation. You can't even deny it.
you. Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It's a deep conversation because there's bits of his game that like don't get spoke about that as City fans we love. Like it never gets spoke about how much he tracks back and gets involved as well, and he really, really does. Like
He's a pressing machine, bro.
Yeah, he really is. And the other thing is, like last season, one of my biggest issues was when people were saying he didn't deserve player of the season. I was like, do you know what? Up until December, people like he was non-existent. If you go back and look at it, he wasn't, you know, prime De Bruyne, but he scored a couple of important goals. But then from February, the man was scoring pretty much every other game, and it's not necessarily his job to be scoring them goals. He carried us over the line, and the business end of the season, that is important, man. That is worth double for me to do it then.
I was going to ask you.
Pep's on his case, though. Did you see that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Still,
I was gonna say
Pep said he's not been at his best, and
Bloody
like
hell.
what?
If that's not his best.
yeah, Pep said he can influence the game more.
No, but do you know? All right, do you know? I will say just quickly about Pep. As much as listen, I'm a Liverpool fan, but the amount of respect I have for Pep Guardiola, even though he annoys me, some of the things he does and says about us, I can't lie to you because he knows what he's doing. But do you know, I respect him. He's strict, knows what he wants, and kind of gets what he wants. He asks the players certain demands that they need to have, and if you respond to that, more times than not, he will get you a trophy. Yeah. Do you know when I knew Pep was a madman? It was a game against Dortmund. He played Kimmich at centre back, yeah, and Kimmich had never played centre back before. He said to Joshua Kimmich, "I need you to play centre back." Kimmich played it, yeah. Kimmich played an absolute blinder. But you know what Pep did after the game? He made sure that when everyone was like all doing handshakes, he looked like he was roasting Kimmich, but he wasn't. He was kind of praising him or doing that kind of passive aggressive, like, bro, and I'm like, this guy just wants perfect. Like he's a nutcase. Like Pep is obsessed.
He was doing it
bro.
to Matt. Do you know what? He was doing it to Maddison last week at the end of the game. And they asked Maddison, what was that about? And he said, Pep came up to me and said, why didn't you lot play like that for 90 minutes? Why only 10 minutes?
Pep is a madman. Do you know what it is?
He did it to Routledge. He did it to Sterling as well.
He just loves football, man.
He loves football so much. And not only that, he wants to win, and he also wants the opponent to be at their best. Because what it is, he wants to kind of know that when it's all said and done, he's gone up against the best. And that's kind of, in a weird way, that's what I kind of admire about him, because it's weird because like, you don't see many managers that go to other players and be like, but like even just talk to them and be like, bro, you played amazing against us today. Why don't you play them against that like week in, week out? He's that type of manager. He's a bit weird in his ways, but you can't knock the man. Because when you look at the trophies and people listen, I know we all sit there and talk about the money he's had, fair enough, or whatever, but we have to also remember, just because you have money, it don't make you successful. It might make things a bit easier. It might make things easier, but you still have to put it together and make it work. Do you know what I mean? So
do you know the funny thing is, I've actually heard Pep talk on that as well, and fully say, like, of course, I've got more resources than others. Like, he'll be the first to admit it and say, yeah, I have got the resources.
Sorry, Dad, just quickly, I remember this is the one. Remember Redmond? Do you remember when he was to Redmond?
Yeah.
I mean, like he was cursing at Redmond. But what he was saying to me is like, "You're telling me what you can't do this more often, no?" Bro, he's mad, bro.
You know, I thought they were just talking about being bored and who's going to get the hair transplant first.
Oh, you beat your flights to Turkey as well? Oh, I swear.
Oh, listen, man. Yeah, listen.
Now, them man were like, oh, we need to go speak to Townsend. Still, he's got the plug. Oh, Townsend's got the plug. All jokes aside, Townsend got the plug.
Hey.
But it's crazy. It's crazy. But no, do you know what? You have to give them credit, and you have to give Man City credit, and that's what I was saying. Like, even though you guys didn't have Haaland, Daps, you done what you need to do. For me, you still kind of made it easy. And it kind of shows as well that you're always going to be in that title hunt no matter what season it is, unless there's something crazy happens. Like, all jokes aside, because I think some people thought maybe at the beginning of the season, maybe like first 4 games, oh, it's the Haaland effect. Maybe Haaland's giving them the X factor. No, I just think you're that good. But Haaland just adds to what you have already. Like, it burns me to say it, but remember, you still beat us when you had no striker. Admittedly, we had to claw it back, but you guys won the title without a striker. Now you have a striker, and he can still go missing or be injured, so to speak. But you still got Alvarez. Like, Alvarez is no joke. It's just that some people haven't seen him enough. But I've seen enough of Alvarez to go, nah, he's a baller. This guy's a problem. He's a problem.
Do you know what it is? The one thing I'd say is, like, from yesterday, even as an example, I kind of said it a minute ago, is that yeah, we do have players that influence the game more than others. Like when Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, and Rodri came on yesterday, the way the game changed was they're also game changers. Like, and we've got a lot of game changers, and that is why I don't worry at the moment. Pep is tinkering way too much, but it's fine. It's it's October. He needs to, because I think back end of the season, we're all going to have to tinker, man. We don't know what players are coming back from the World Cup. None of us. We really don't. Like. We have to be ready for it, but yeah, man, not much to say on City. We're boring until March. There's not much to talk about.
It's because it's business as normal.
We just us City fans are happy to watch ourselves and whatever.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're one of the most annoying teams because it's just business as normal. Like when you lose, okay, then it's like okay, something's happened. But bro, 9 times out of 10, you're winning games, and there isn't much we can really say about Man City, bro. Like, do you know what's so crazy? It would have been a boring season if you didn't have Haaland, because it just would have been, you would have won those games. You just wouldn't have had Haaland in it. I'll be honest with you. But because Haaland is something different that we haven't seen in a Prem, everyone's like, he's different. He's an alien. And I can't lie to you, brother. He does even move like an alien, so I can't even front. So listen.
Talks like one as well.
Listen, George, Lewis, is there anything you man want to say about Man City, or is it just like, nah, do you know what? Their man are clear, and it's just business as normal for them.
Just keep winning. Please keep winning.
What, even next Wednesday, Lewis, yeah?
No. That Premier League.
Take a break
panel show.
week, yeah?
Prem panel show, innit? We're only talking about the Prem.
Man.
Not much to add, man. They're just too good.
They are. But listen,
Move on to Kane's dancing.
No, can we move on to Kane? No. There's something.
Wait. Listen, I love all the positivity I'm getting from the Man City responses that I've been talking about. Love as always, people. Listen, it's the Prem Panel Show. We're not always here to talk about Liverpool. We're here to talk about other teams as well. And you have to give props where props are. Yes, people.
He's undercover. He's undercover.
So, yeah. There's no undercover business, because people know how I feel about Pep. But one thing I will say, I will always give him respect. You can't knock that. Listen, Pep is a serial winner. Can't deny that. Anyway, let's talk about another big game on the weekend. But we'll start obviously with the home team, and that's you. That's Spurs. George, that's you. So obviously you guys at one point were losing to, was it Brentford 2-0?
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. And then you clawed it back, obviously, with a 3-2. Now, firstly, we'll start off with that game. Did you think you were going to lose that game, bro? Be honest.
At 2-0, I thought we were going to lose or draw that game. But then the second half, we brought on the first team and we absolutely battered them. Like, we hammered them the second half and could have easily got a few more goals. Like, I think we hit the crossbar or something as well. Like, yeah, it was a completely different game, first half and second half. And that seems to be Spurs all over, to be honest with you. Like, we did the exact same against both Sporting and Marseille, really. Not as much of a battering against like the likes of Marseille, but it was still like a completely different second half to what it was in the first half. And I don't know, it just seems to be the way we're playing now, and it sucks to watch. Obviously, like I can't lie, it's not. I thought we were going to get out of this rut of not playing as well, because and for the last like 4 months of last season or 5 months, we were playing good football and scoring a lot of goals.
We got injuries though.
We got injuries, which obviously doesn't help, because, and I've said this like week in, week out now, but like I think Kulusevski is like such a huge miss for our team, because he is that creative player for us. Like we were all screaming for an attacking mid in the summer. We didn't get one. But realistically, with the formation we have and the team we have, Kulusevski is that player for us. If you look at the Leicester game where we won 6-2 or whatever it was, just the balls this guy sticks into the back post for Kane. And I think some Spurs fan did like a comparison chart between all of our games with and without Kulusevski. And it's like, it's at least an extra 2 goals a game. It's an extra 1.5 points a game on average or something like that. Like, it's staggering the difference to how we play with or without him. So he's a big miss, but yeah, I don't know. I think our squad's not necessarily there yet. And I think even, was it Bentancur or Kane? Someone in a recent interview sort of even said that it's actually tactical from Conte to start the games off slow, which is a pain to watch, and I hate it.
That's crazy.
But he's clearly trying to protect the players because we don't have a big enough squad to cover it. So we seem to be starting slow on purpose and then switching on second half, and it sucks. I can't lie, it's not fun to watch, but
yeah. Sorry, go on. Say because go.
You don't believe that, George? Come on.
What? It's visibly obvious that we're not, like, the second half. And the thing is I get it in previous games. Is my internet bugging? Wait, am I back?
No, he's still there, bro.
Sorry,
We never went, George.
My internet bugging.
Date night.
In previous games, like earlier in the season, we weren't playing well across all of them, but definitely the last like 2 or 3 in the second half, we've been the much better team, in my opinion. Like, we are definitely playing, but I think that's mainly to do with the fact that we've had to bring on Basuma for most of them, and that pushes Bentancur and Højbjerg forward more, and we're pressing more because of it. And both of the two of them have been scoring and getting assists in the last like 3 games because of that.
No, he has
I
gone.
don't know. Is George still there or
His
frozen?
internet don't believe his lies no more, man. His internet don't.
No.
believe
He's
the
back.
Yeah,
You still there, George?
Yeah.
No, he's
Sorry.
still there. All right, cool. No, that's cool, bro. That's cool. All right, so
Yeah, sorry.
listen, why George in it? All right, you back now? You back?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. What I was gonna say is this though. So obviously you won against was it Marseille last night? Innit? Marseille.
Well, yeah, the other night.
Højbjerg got that. I'm not gonna lie, that finish was absolutely sick. I can't even front, bro. Højbjerg's finish was something special. Now, bro, you're going into the game against Liverpool in good form in terms of
results.
Results wise, because obviously you was losing to who's the team again? I keep when I say Bournemouth. Bournemouth. I don't know what. Yeah, sorry, Bournemouth. Sorry to all the Bournemouth fans.
Giving you nightmares, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's one of them ones.
Oh, we don't need to talk about Brian. We got past.
It's not for everyone keeping a clean sheet against Brian.
But Bournemouth. But no,
Right.
Højbjerg's goal. Listen, Højbjerg's goal was sensational, bruv. You're going into the game against us off the back of 2 dubs.
Yeah.
Are you confident now, bro, on Sunday? Because I need to ask you that because I don't know if I should reveal the talk that you tried to talk in the chat, bro.
Well, that was before we had the devastating.
Are you sure?
News. I can't lie. I can't lie.
You don't want me to put that on screen or nothing like that, no?
No, I'm dead serious. I was
talking.
confident. I was confident before. But now I'm like, the more and more I think about what team we're fielding on Sunday, the more I'm starting to get worried. I can't lie, because it's proper Dr. Tottenham where you lot haven't won away all season or something like that, and
we haven't won away all season, bro.
Yeah, which seems to be the Dr. Tottenham way of giving these things to teams. But saying that, everything was set up for us to lose against Marseille, and we didn't. So you never know. But I can't lie, not having Son and Kulusevski and Richarlison and Romero, like. This is big misses for us. And
sorry, did you say Richarlison?
Yeah, he's been injured for the last like 3 weeks as well. We've had a bare bones team.
This is gonna sound. I don't even mean it's rudely. I actually forgot you had him because I hadn't seen him for a minute actually.
No, exactly.
I think you forget that you had him because he hadn't scored no goals in the Premier League and he scored 6.
Oh, but he scored 2 goals in the Champions League, something you have not seen for about 7 years. So
doesn't matter. 6 years, but
it does matter. Does matter. It got us through to the last 16. Against your rejects as well. 2 goals against your rejects. That's crazy.
He was ready for that one.
Nelson,
Damn, that rolled off.
I threw it in there. Grenade!
Nelson has 2 goals in the Premier League. That is more than a man that cost £60 million. That's meant to be.
Congratulations! It was against Forest at home, whereas my man's scoring on the European stage in front of the world. In front of the world. There's a reason why he's in the Brazil team, unlike some other fakers.
People, listen, I need to know that this guy, all he does is pretend to be a bird on the pitch. He doesn't score any goals. and he's cost 60 million pounds. 60 million pounds. And then what he does is he cries mercy when he gets injured, but when other players from Liverpool or other teams get injured, he likes to put the memes out. So listen, fuck you, you bastard. I'm so glad you're injured, and I hope you don't get picked. And I hope everything.
They're really upset about the Jesus thing, aren't they, man? It's crazy. He's not going to be on the plane.
Listen, this guy is a scummy guy, man. He's a scummy guy. Remember when who was it from Liverpool that got injured? Who got injured from Liverpool?
No, what you mean when he played for Everton and he mashed up Thiago?
Yeah. And you know what he did? He put himself on a little bus emoji of himself. Yeah.
To be fair, that was when he was at Everton, though.
Laughing, yeah, when he was at Everton, and now all of a sudden, now he's got injured. I see him crying, acting like he's the biggest thing in the world. Listen, brother, you ain't that guy, bro. You scored no goals in the Premier League,
Champions League, assists.
For Brazil,
listen, he's a player that if he's in your team, you love him. If he's against you, hate him. As simple as.
I can't stand him. That's just me.
Exactly.
Stand him, bro.
And you know what I like about football, right? If it's only when he plays for that team,
definitely not Richarlison.
You want to start talking and doing this. If this was Pepe, if this was Nunes, if this was Haaland, everybody would be giving him flack. But it's because
not really, because they're supposed to be starters and 20-goal season strikers, where he's a backup. He's a bench player for us. That's the difference. That's the difference. Our bench player gets ahead of your number 9 for his country, and they're going to challenge for the World Cup this year.
You know what? The thing about international football,
to be fair, their number 9's got 4 Premier Leagues.
I was gonna say, all jokes aside,
I could get Premier League a season.
I understand both points, though.
I would get 8 goals a season at City. Let's put it that way.
I'm gonna be honest, though. All jokes aside, I understand where George is coming from in terms of he wasn't brought in to be the 20-goal finger striker. However, you pay 60 mil for him, and he does wear the number 9.
Why is it only when it comes to Spurs we're just adding add-ons? When we don't do this with any other team, it's 50 mil.
No, hold on. They were doing it with the Nunes thing. So how much did he cost then? I mean, all right. What's the original payment? Because I don't know.
It was like 50 mil. Which is a Premier League striker. That's what you have to pay for.
50 mil for Richarlison.
So he's now.
50 million. Please, someone, please. I need to get a hose pipe.
He's more than Jesus. He's more than Jesus, though. He's more than Jesus.
Sorry, I missed that. Say that again.
Imagine 50 million pounds, yeah, and this guy scored no goal, and it's not like he's not played in the Premier League. It's not like he started games in the Premier League. And the one goal he did score that was offside, he ran and took his top off like a knobhead, and then realized that he was offside. Listen, this guy, yeah, I can't believe
he's boiling piss from day one. That's what we need.
We need to get in something else because
where's this goal assist stat bomb nonsense coming from, man? He changed the games when he played at the start of the season when he came on. He changed the games for us when he came off the bench. He's a good player.
Talk about that guy no more.
And he carried Everton as well.
I need to talk about the news today, people. I need to talk about this news today. I saw your vice captain being honoured, Harry Kane of the City of London, for his achievements for Spurs. What achievements? He hasn't won anything. He's getting the City of London, the key of City of London or some madness.
I don't even know about this.
Why is Harry Kane getting the City of London?
Why does it upset you?
Because he embraced Burner Boy.
He's an unbelievable striker. London born and raised.
George. I tweeted earlier on. I said if anybody deserves that, it would be Frank Lampard. Why on earth would
tell him
Harry
again?
Kane, no, genuinely, because
Colin, I didn't even know it existed until today.
I think even George is shocked though. I'm not trying to say heat of George, but even George look kind of like perplexed. I know George is even thinking like, bro.
No, it's only because genuinely, I don't understand why they give these things to people that are still still playing and stuff like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you've got to be long gone when you're.
To be fairly, that's out of George's kind of control in the sense of
you gotta answer those questions for your club.
What's he got to do with the club?
Freedom of
look at the Mayor of London. Look at Sadiq Khan. It's his decision. He's the one that should be answering, not me.
He's got the freedom of the City of London, City of London at a special ceremony in January as a result of his sporting achievements. Can you tell me, George? Just give me.
I can't ring up Rishi Sunak. Ring up Sadiq Khan. No.
That brother's moist. This man was holding. In fact, let me not even get us cancelled. This man was doing the most though. He sold his brethren down the river hard.
Give me one sporting achievement.
Golden Boot. Euros.
Okay, so let's move on because you got none. Then what I heard was
But he's one of
Spurs
the best
fans
strikers in
crying.
England, man. Like,
You know what?
for the
No, hold on,
England
no,
last
I ain't even
decades.
finished.
Listen. I
This
guess
is just irrelevant. Like, what even is this
Lee,
conversation?
I ain't
Lee,
even finished. I've got
listen.
one more thing I got to dump on Spurs.
Go on,
fans.
last thing, because we
I'll
need
do
to.
my
Yeah,
last
go
thing.
on. Last
I
thing.
see Spurs fans crying about Son being injured, but what's the difference between him being there and not being there? He's been shit all season. What the
No, it
fuck
doesn't
has he
matter.
done?
This guy gets goals from nothing.
one cares
I've said
about
this.
him
I've
right
said
now.
this every single season. He's a player that it doesn't matter what his
Like,
form is.
real
He will
talk,
always
if
get you.
he's
He will
there-
get you
if He's
goals.
there right now, or if he's not there, what is the difference? He's been horrible. He's been terrible. What has he done?
He
Nothing.
still gets
He scored
goals,
3
man. He still
goals in
gets
one
important
game,
goals
that's
for us. He still gets important goals no matter what his forms are. And he'll find it eventually as well.
man.
Anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know, boy. I don't know. Listen,
He's a
fair play
top
to the guy.
player.
He got-
He's a top
fair
player.
play,
He scores from
got the
any
assist for the goal
game.
last week. He got the assist for the goal last week for Bentancur, but this guy's he's been horrible. So I don't know what you guys are crying for, because last season when everyone got injuries, you man were happy that and you got top 4. Now you want to cry mercy. Now you want to talk about Son being out. What the fuck is the difference? He's not been there all
Because he
season. He's
still
horrible.
provides to the team the same way you would argue that if Jesus was injured for the next like 6 weeks, that he's like
totally
whatever.
different.
Because it
This
doesn't matter if he's
season
not
is totally
scoring or
different.
whatever. He still
This
helps the
season is totally
team.
different, because
We
even
all
when
know
Son
Son's
played,
not been the level he
he's been
needs to be at, but at the end of the day, he's still a world-class player that still gets goals throughout
not
the whole
world-class,
year,
We need
no
to
matter
stop
what.
this now. We need to stop this chat. He's not world-class.
Yes, he is a world-class player. He's proved
All
it
right,
the
let's-
last 4 years that he's a world-class player.
We'll get onto that. In fact, you know, we'll get onto that maybe a bit if we get time. Daps, just quickly as well, because I know you got to go, bro. Daps, what's your score prediction for the Spurs Liverpool game, bro?
So I think Liverpool.
Or even just a quick breakdown how you think the game's gonna go. Just quickly before you go, bro. Quick breakdown. How you think the game's gonna go? How you think it's gonna go, bro?
I think Liverpool win. I think Liverpool getting up for big games isn't an issue. Like I think it's these aren't the game. Like the other night, not an issue. City wasn't an issue for you. Yeah, I think at the moment Tottenham's form's not good. We have to respect the fact they are still third, and they did go through top of the league. We do have to respect that. Like, so they are grinding out results, but I have a feeling this is going to be. I think Liverpool 2-1. I think Liverpool have just got. You can't. Salah's still Salah in it, and I still think Núñez is going to be a threat. I still think he's going to be a threat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think 2-1 Liverpool. I don't think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a crap game,
I don't think it is either. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's gonna be the prettiest game of football. All right, Lewis, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah,
Prediction.
sorry, I'm going to duck out. Salute everyone.
Love,
Big
bro.
up, my
Love,
guy.
bro.
Take care.
Love, bro. Let's see you next week, bro. Lewis, what are you saying, bro?
I'll probably go the same scoreline. I do think it's going to be tight, but I think Liverpool will edge it. Go 2-1 as well.
2-1. And just out of interest, bro, I know you say Liverpool 2-1. How do you think the game's gonna go? Like, who do you even predict to score first? By the way, just out of interest.
Ain't gonna be us.
I think Liverpool might slightly be the better of the two teams, but I think both teams are going to look shaky. But could go either way for the first goal. I'll say Liverpool. I'll say Liverpool first. But I think it'll be tight either side.
Lee, what are you saying, bro, for this game, bro?
Listen, I'm gonna switch up, boy. Liverpool ain't got no excuses not to win this game. If Liverpool don't win this game, you man, we're gonna have a chat next week, because I'm hearing all the injuries that Spurs have got out. I'm hearing all of this 350k. Cal, I know you're watching in the background, or you're the metaverse somewhere. You called me out last week when I was on my little date night. You spoke about £350,000 K man per week, and now I want to see what happened last week. Nothing, because you lost. You lost. You scored, but you lost. Now we're in a position where Spurs, they're looking in the mud. You beat Napoli, who are apparently the best team in Europe, or one of the best teams in Europe right now. Konate is back as well. I was going to say that. So for me, I'm going to say 4-0 Liverpool. You ain't got no excuses not to absolutely batter them. They have no Kulu, no Bentancur, no Son. They've got no Romero. Like, how much more do you need? How much more do you need to win this game? I'm sorry. How many more excuses do you need? And Drifty's lucky he ain't here, because I would have been getting onto him as well. But all of these excuses. But listen, I'm not going to say no more. I swear to God, I ain't trolling. I'm not messing around. I'm gonna go 4-0 Liverpool. You got no excuse. None whatsoever.
You honestly believe that? All jokes aside, you genuinely think it will not? Because I know.
Matt, what
Yeah,
excuse do you have? What? No,
No,
I'm just,
not excuses. I'm just saying, is
no
that what
excuse.
you honestly believe, though, bro? Yeah. If that's what you believe, then fair play.
Because they're missing. I've just named 5 players, and then
Yeah.
obviously, of course, you got Lloris, so he's probably like another player that's missing because you know what he likes to do. He likes to hand goals to teams over most of the games. So that's probably like 6 players out for them right now. So really and truly, you got no excuse not to win the game, none whatsoever.
Even if
sorry.
we're away from home, you don't think it's
I
difficult for
kept
Liverpool. You
tearing.
think
I kept tearing. The reason why you lost against Nottingham Forest is because Nunes wasn't there. This is what every Liverpool fan said. Now Nunes is back. You've got all your players minus Darwin, minus what's his name? Diaz. Sorry, you've got Van
Well,
Dijk.
Jota,
He had a quality game against Napoli. I'm sorry. Why would I not predict Liverpool to absolutely batter them? Your season needs to start somewhere. You turn up for the
Agreed.
big game. This is what Liverpool do. You like to turn up. Everybody kept saying the reason why you're going to beat Arsenal is because you turn up for the big games. This is a big game. So I'm only going off what the rhetoric of Liverpool fans is. So now you have no excuses. I'm sorry. You have to be beating them 3 or 4-0. With the quality you have. I'm only going to go back to the beginning of the manager. Your beginning of the season. Your manager said you've got the best 11. Go out and show there. Go out and show me. Go out and show me.
Jeez, Lee giving us that old school Liverpool pre-team talk. You know how it is.
Go out and show me, man.
Back from his
My man
supporter
earned
days.
350k. I ain't saying no names. No names. I want to see this guy earn his money this week. Go on, earn your money. Brother.
Okay. George, listen. Obviously, the buck stops with you, bro. What are you saying about this game, bro? Like, what's your thoughts on this game? Do you think you're gonna win it? And then
I'll give you what.
How do you think it's gonna go? And then obviously prediction.
Yeah, I'll give you like what I think we should do versus what I think what's actually going to happen.
Okay.
I think the way to sort of it seems to be to get at Liverpool right now is to press them quite aggressively, but that's something that we just haven't done all season. But I think the way we can do it now, given who is out and who isn't, if we are playing the midfield 3, and if it is Højbjerg, Bentancur, and Basuma, I think as long as we can win that midfield, because I think your midfield has been absolutely whacked this season. I think it's been awful. Yeah, I think if they're on top of their game like they were when Basuma came on against Marseille and against Bournemouth, then I think we have a really good chance, because having that extra third man in midfield, like I said earlier, that allows Bentancur and Højbjerg to press, and that's what's going to help us. The issue is when we play in the 2, because neither Bentancur or Højbjerg are outright DMs, they both sit in and they both protect each other. And that's when we're sitting back all the time. So
yeah,
I think if we play the 3 and we press up against you guys, I think we have a really good chance, to be honest with you, to win the game 2-1. But I've watched Spurs enough this season to know that that's not going to happen. And we're going to sit back the first half. You'll definitely score first, because that's how like every single game's gone for us. And then it's down to our quality to sort of bring it back. But I think given the injuries now, I'd say 1-1. I would have said a 2-1 win before, but just too many key players out, man. It's not going to help.
Do you think you're going to do the whole 3-5-2 or 3-4-3? Just out of interest in terms of starting.
Sorry, say that again. What was?
So in terms of your formation, so now you obviously, do you think you're going to do 3-4-3 or do you think you'll do 3-5-2?
I think it's got to be 3-5-2. I think it'll be 3-5-2 with Lucas and Kane up top. With hopefully Bentancur, Basuma, Højbjerg if Bentancur's fit. I think it'll be that way. If it is 3-4-3, it'd be something weird like Lucas right wing and Perisic left wing with Sessegnon left wing back. Something like that. If it is 3-4-3, but I don't think that will happen, to be honest.
Yeah. I see a couple of Liverpool fans saying we normally concede first. But then again, that is because if you're going off this season, they're right. We normally concede the first goal. But I understand your point.
So do we.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think something has to give in it in this game. And I think, even me, myself, thinking of it now, like losing to Leeds, we got KG, and then winning against Napoli. That's just how we've been this season. We've been so Jekyll and Hyde. And I think for Liverpool fans, I think I speak for a lot of us when I say every time we win a game, we think our season's going to start now. It just hasn't happened. And even though we've beaten Napoli, who are a good team, and I know Lee made a little jokes in the best team in the world, but Napoli are playing really well. But again, you can't even bank on a Liverpool team to just be amazing just because we beat Napoli. But I also understand the point of a lot of people when they say things like Liverpool play well in the big games. And we normally do. However, this season is a bit of an anomaly for me. Even I can be honest, like you know, if we're having this talk at the start of the season, I'll be sitting there all confident about, you know, any big game where we have to go into. I'll be feeling very confident. But even this game, I'm like, we should win it, in my opinion, because of the injuries, more so because of the injuries that you guys have, and maybe the last game we played.
But the only thing that gives me confidence though is that even when you've been at your best the last couple of years, like we in my opinion, I think we should have beaten you the last 2 games, and we still played really well against you. That's my opinion. You're always going to see it in favor of your red cards and whatever that should or would have happened or whatever. I think we played really well against you at home the last 2 or 3 seasons now. And I think I think we tend to do all right. And obviously, like the Anfield game earlier this year, we obviously turned up for that one, which we don't normally do away to you guys. Yeah. So I think there's a chance to get at you guys. It's just we had the mentality this year to come back and win games, which we haven't done in any previous seasons. Like I genuinely do think that's like the biggest thing that Conte has changed. It's whether our personnel are up to it on Sunday. That's the key thing for us.
Well, I think on Sunday we're gonna hear one of 2 videos. We're gonna see either on the watch along with you, right? Why are you not engaging in him? Why are you not engaging in him? I know where this came from, you know. I know where this came. Oh, Matt. Or we're gonna see George.
Yeah, either. You
know, things we learned about Tottenham. They are shit.
Glad you're enjoying the series.
This guy is just sitting back, I swear, drinking champagne with his slippers on. I swear down. Bro, do you know what's so mad? Yeah, this guy is, like I said, sipping on wine now with his slippers on. All watch him sitting back, chilled, playing FIFA, whatever.
I'm only sipping on you guys.
Bro, couple about a year or so ago, my man was broken. We brought
all it takes is 1 L at the bridge. That's all I'm saying. All it takes is 1 L.
I just want to see. Part of me just wants to see Matt saying, "Oh, guys, I know where this started from. They didn't engage."
Oh, you're actually an idiot. You're making me laugh. You're an idiot, bro. You're an idiot. But no, listen. I hope that's not the case, bro. I really hope not, because if that's the case, I swear down, that can't happen. I don't know why you're just laughing at the place. This is why I hate Arsenal, you know. These men have got so much arrogance and confidence, they can now start running joke.
He was like, oh my God, I know why this happened. I know where this started from. He didn't engage.
Oh, we better fucking win on Sunday.
Nah, I swear down. We need
Please.
to win.
I actually need it at this point. For the sanity of the viewers.
Chelsea on Sunday, it's okay, bro. We can admit it. It's cool.
Bro. I know where this started from. This started from the back. Man didn't engage.
Yeah, you can tell Lee's gone. This is what Arsenal does to you, bro. 1 minute you're here, next minute you're there. But Lee's gone now. He's gone now, bro. All right, well, that's the best way to end the show. Lee's happy. George is pretty happy. Lee's gone, you know. Lee's fully gone. He's fully done.
As I finished himself.
And to be fair, that might have even been Callum, you know. I'm trying to remember who said that. Right, Lee's actually fully done. Fully done now. Lee's crying, bro.
Hey, Lewis, man, you got to batter these lot.
We better
listen, Lewis, you need to smack up Arsenal. You see that Lee's coming on the show every
if you want
week,
Chelsea
happy.
to win on Sunday, hit that like button, bro.
Smash a 1 if you want to see Lee miserable, because I don't like the way how he's so... Bro, he's crying. That's how much he's laughing, bro.
We need to see the tears the other way, man.
Nah, that should be me, fam.
Come on, man. I need that 2-0 upper dagger on Saturday.
But I think about it.
I need that Aubameyang 5 goals.
I need Aubameyang to hit.
Wheel out the front flip in front of Arteta's Lego head. Let's go.
When you got Saliba at the back, all things are possible, man. All things are possible.
Yeah, just don't look at his Snapchat, though. That's the...
Indeed. Listen, bigger everyone. M. Carter said, Lee, what I'm going to say is for your sake, I hope Arsenal actually win a trophy this season. That's worth something after all that gas. Fair enough.
I mean, you know what? You could be Harry Kane and just get the city of London by doing nothing. So we move.
My guy.
But listen, I think everyone agrees with me. Lee, you're having too much fun. We don't like that on here. You're having too much fun. You need to be miserable. Lewis, you managed to smack them. No, Lewis, big man thing. You know, managed to smack them up, you know.
We better
Bruv.
do our job.
Yeah,
I'll
but this is
beg you,
Chelsea all
bro.
over though. They batter us when we play them, and then they just
Yeah,
fall to Arsenal every
listen,
time.
roll over to
Every
Arsenal.
time, roll
On
over.
Sunday,
bend
I'm
over.
not listening to
They
it.
always
We're
roll over,
smoking
man.
them.
Them man are just gonna come with
Straight
energy.
into
What's
it,
that?
man.
Who are you? Where are you? All that energy and do nothing, bro. Where are you? Bro, you better
You
come
know
with
what they do,
energy,
man.
fam.
Better, bruv.
They
Because
just,
if we
bend
get
over
smoked,
for
I
us,
can't
man.
lie.
They-
I might
Chelsea,
have a
what's
date
that
night
gif of that
first,
guy
but
that just
still.
goes and disappears?
Yeah.
That's Chelsea
Yeah.
in this sort of game.
Bro,
yeah.
I
That'll
swear
be me
down,
from the
you-
group chat if we get panned.
Nah,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
get
yeah.
panned, bro.
Man
Do you
just
know if you
disappears.
lose,
Carefree
Lee's
Lewis
gonna
has left
be.
the chat.
Homer Simpson sort of back
Bro,
into
we need this kind of energy, Lewis, from your team. See that energy there,
Nah.
fam? That's the energy we need from your team, bro.
Matt, brother, bro.
We're looking like
Hey, you
us
know
in
what?
No,
transition
Lee,
last
Lee,
week.
know
I don't
what,
want-
George, I'm
because
not
it's ain't
gonna lie.
about you. It's ain't about you. It's about your team, bro. Your team's getting
Nah,
too
George,
comfortable.
I
bro.
need you to do me a favor. As a fellow North Londoner, I need you to beat Liverpool. You know, I actually clocked it.
I
You know
thought you
what? I
said you
clocked
weren't
it.
even
I've clocked
worried
the
about
game.
Liverpool.
Hold
I've
on.
clocked.
You changed.
clocked
What?
it.
So you. Oh no. Who do you think's gonna win though?
No, I think Liverpool will win, but I actually
But you
need
won.
you to beat. I need you to beat
Yeah.
Liverpool though, because that reaction, I need it. I need. You know what I need? I need Lloris to kick it out to Sessegnon to pass it to Basuma to somehow pass it to Mora, and Mora to pass it to Kane and score. And I need Matt's reaction to happen again.
All right,
because that
bookmark it. Bookmark it.
was priceless.
I need to see this reaction.
Hi Matt, hi Drifty. Just wanted to send my regard and enjoy the summer.
That's
Your own legend.
see, bro.
Still.
Never gonna happen, man. You're
yeah.
never gonna get me
You're a
off the field.
legend. Yeah. All
Your own
right.
legend. That's
We
crazy.
run
Never.
things, not you. Yeah.
Never gonna happen. But anyway.
All right then.
My life is getting better and better.
But yeah, man, Sunday. Big games on Sunday. Big games. Obviously, you got the London derby. Big game. Sorry, I keep about to say Chelsea, Arsenal. And obviously, later on in the day, you got Spurs versus Liverpool.
Smoke.
Listen, people, listen. I'm so glad that big up, Matt. You missed my super chat. John, did I miss your super chat, bro? Did I? Apologies if I did. Let me check for it now, bro, just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure if it's the one from earlier, bro, I did read it. Unless you sent another one, my G. I don't think. Hold on. Oh, hold on. It's not even from you, but it's another one. Liverpool Tough Man said, "Can Lee and Lewis answer my post to respect?" Oh, hold on. He did ask you a question. This is the question. So you go, Liverpool Top Man says, at Dooney Lee, Lewis, obviously asks, since Arsenal's so good, then Lee, surely you'd say with chess they are Europa favourites. Also, if Chelsea win, does it say more about Chelsea or Arsenal? What are you not saying about that? Lee, I'll start you first, bro.
Or me, yeah?
Yeah.
Listen, I said that we should be getting Europa League 100%. Obviously, it's a little bit more difficult because of the teams that have dropped down, but still, it depends on, as Jules said, depends where we are in the league. If we are at a point where we're fighting for the league and we don't really have the quality as some of the other teams, then listen, I don't care about Europa League, man. If we can win that Premier League, I ain't won it for 18 years. This is the 19th year now, so yeah, please give me that league. But yeah, I would love a Europa League now just to kind of get that monkey off the back. But yeah, it is what it is. And I think in terms of who it says more for, I mean, it's gonna have to be Arsenal. We're top of the league. We're playing well, and Chelsea are, they're going back to the times when they were worth £1. So you move.
Lewis, you want to respond to what Liverpool Tough Man said, bro?
All depends on the nature of the performance, really. If we dominate, it says a lot about us. If Arsenal play like crap, it says a bit about them too. But again, it all depends on the game. Like they're just speculating on what's going to happen before then. We don't know right now.
No, I hear that, bro. Godson says the confidence off Lee been long since she was. I'm trying to remember what that was in regards to, but I think Lee's confidence has been kind of high pretty much since the season started, to be fair. John commented, big up, make me first super chat £50. Bro, if this is what you're talking about, we did read it, bro, earlier on, but big up again, bro. Love as always. And John, yeah, we did read super chat and love. Listen, bruv, you're a big supporter of the channel. We much appreciate it. But listen, people, we're going to leave you there. Smash that like button. And listen, everyone's channel is in the description of this video as well. So make sure you go subscribe to their channels as well. You will see Carefully on his channel, George on his channel. You also see Gunnerly on his own channel and also on AFTV as well. So big up them as well. Just big up everyone. Big up the Big Six as well. Big up Turkish and their man. They're doing great things. And just, yeah, man, big up to all the content creators doing amazing stuff. We are Team Kop-Ish. We will be back, obviously, tomorrow for the preview. Look out for that for the time wise, and also we'll be back for the call-in show as well, the Kop-Ish call-in show, as you already know. Friday night, we chop it up. So yeah, man. Listen, anything you guys want to say before we see each other next week, and everyone can chat their smoke?
Be
Come on,
prepared for
Arsenal.
war.
Up the
Yes,
Chelsea.
war.
Come on,
George, yeah?
Spurs. Come on,
cool.
Spurs.
Basuma
Bring it.
30
George,
yards.
keep that same energy when you sent that message. I won't even reveal it. But
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
might reveal it
Playing
if we
on
win.
Sunday, look.
You're getting a voice note no matter what. That's all
Voice
I'm gonna
note.
say.
Oh,
You're gonna get a
okay.
voice note no matter what.
Hey,
All right,
no
all right.
one
Even 30
on
yards
date
is
night
happening.
next week. No one. I'm just letting you
What's
know.
that?
No one.
No date
No
nights.
one's on date night.
No date night next week. Yeah, no matter
I
what.
might
Yeah.
be. I might be.
Oh, it's one of them ones. It's one of them
It's
ones.
crazy.
I'll
no,
let
listen.
you guys
Oh,
know.
it's-
I'll let you
oh,
guys know.
What?
But no,
Oh, so-
listen,
oh, this is-
people.
sorry.
Love as always. Smash that like button. Subscribe as well. It's Team Kop-Ish. It's George. It's Gunnerly. It's Carefree. Daps is here as well. We'll see you again next week, people. Love as always. We out. Peace.
Peace.